Hi, it's Lindsay Carlson here. Are you familiar with Dr. Mabuse? Unless you're someone who's really gone back in time and explored the history of cinema dating back to the silent era, that name probably doesn't ring a bell for you. But Dr. Mabuse was brought to the big screen in two films by director Fritz Lang back in the days of silent cinema, and in the late 50s, early 60s, this character and concept was revived by CCC and given 6 new films. Those are what we're looking at today in a Blu-ray set courtesy of Eureka's Masters of Cinema series. This is the Mabuse Lives, Dr. Mabuse at CCC 1960 to 1964 set. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinions. Here's our front cover with the various incarnations of Mabuse and the characters from the film. Top of the box is just plain. Side of the box, the inner contents of the box there. Here's our backing card. Full art without the backing card. And also the bottom of the box is just plain as well. Eureka has given us a pretty good sized booklet in this collection as well. They usually don't fail to please when it comes to stuff like this. You got, cast and crew credits for each of the movies in here. You get some pretty nice essays and rare photos. Plenty to check out in this booklet if you're a fan. There's 6 movies in here and 4 discs. The first disc case here has The Thousand Eyes of Dr. Mabuse, as well as its 2 immediate sequels. So we have disc 1 that has The Thousand Eyes of Dr. Mabuse. Disc 2 has The Return of Dr. Mabuse and The Invisible Dr. Mabuse. And I'm going to reverse the artwork on here as well. Here's the package with the art reversed, so you have it representing the other 2 films in the collection, whereas the art that's on there by default depicts The Thousand Eyes. The second case here features The Testament of Dr. Mabuse, as well as its 2 immediate sequels. So here we have one disc that contains The Testament of Dr. Mabuse and Scotland Yard Hunts Dr. Mabuse. And then we have the final film in the set on the last disc, this being The Death Ray of Dr. Mabuse. And once again, I'll reverse the art for this disc. And with the art reversed, we have depictions for Scotland Yard Hunts Dr. Mabuse and The Death Ray of Dr. Mabuse. Fritz Lang made 2 of the defining works of early German cinema with Dr. Mabuse the Gambler and The Testament of Dr. Mabuse, 2 masterpieces based on Norbert Jacques' nefarious literary supervillain. In 1960, Lang was charged by Arthur Bronner's CCC film with making a 3rd crime thriller based on the infamous Dr. Mabuse, creating a trilogy nearly 40 years in the making. A huge success, The Thousand Eyes of Dr. Mabuse gave CCC the confidence to launch an entire series focused on the master criminal between 1960 and 1964, with Wolfgang Priest filling the title role. All 6 films are presented here alongside a wealth of new and archival extras. The Masters of Cinema series is honored to collect all 6 of the 1960s Mabuse films together in this set, presented in high definition from 2K restorations. I will admit my knowledge of the Dr. Mabuse character is fairly limited, but I am a scholar and a lover of all things cinema. When I heard that Eureka's Masters of Cinema line put out this Dr. Mabuse box set, I thought it would be something worth checking out. I had some store credit at a local record store here, so I went ahead and ordered this, and I have to say, it's certainly been an interesting journey going through these films. The movies do have some pretty varied plot lines, and exactly who or what Dr. Mabuse is largely left ambiguous, and it's part of what makes these movies fairly intense and entertaining. Of course, you do get a pretty good cast in each of the movies. Perhaps most notably, about half the movies in here feature Gert Frobe portraying the detective trying to take down Dr. Mabuse. Frobe, of course, will always be forever known as playing the title role in the James Bond film Goldfinger. And the films explore a wide variety of themes, technology, paranoia. I mean, the first film in this collection, The Thousand Eyes of Dr. Mabuse, looks at the dangers and the impending fear that comes from eternal surveillance, something that's all too familiar in the modern world. But then you get themes like brainwashing, mind control, death rays, invisibility. The list goes on. These movies go into some very interesting cinematic territory, and they're actually pretty well made for what they are. I mean, they managed to pack in a lot of themes, characters, and certainly some exciting scenes. Now, I'm not going to say that these movies are all perfect. I mean, the narrative structures do get a bit sloppy at times, and it seems like sometimes the directors and writers were more interested in shocking elements and specific scenes than they are telling the story as a whole, so the narratives do get a little sloppy at times. And by the time you get to the end of the series, they start to feel like second-rate James Bond pictures, which is a bit disappointing, but I guess it's about the journey, not the destination. And overall, I did have a fun time going back and watching these films for the first time. The movies are all presented in their original German audio, but they also do include English dub tracks, so I watched the movies with a combination of both, and honestly, I thought the English dubs were actually very well done, and they didn't feel campy or anything like that, so that's definitely a plus. All of these films, for the most part, look very good. There's a lot of detail, the natural film grain is intact, you have fairly deep dark black levels, but you have, vibrancy within the black and white picture where it's needed. There are some effect shots and some shots of stock footage that understandably look a lot worse than the rest of the films, but that's to be expected given how movies were made back in the day. Overall, they look pretty good, and I don't have any major complaints regarding picture quality. We do get a wide variety of bonus features here, perhaps the most interesting one of which being introductions to all 6 films, which are very informative, talking about the history of the Dr. Mabuse character and franchise, as well as a lot of the people involved on both sides of the camera. Very interesting stories here for those of you that are fans of cinema, who want to learn more about the history of these movies and what was going on in the world of cinema in that part of the world at the time. But then there's also some other bonus features included on here as well, and I don't think people who are fans of these films are going to be disappointed. Masters of Cinema has certainly pulled out all the stops for this collection. Now again, not all of these movies are great, but for the most part, I did have a fun time watching this collection. Picture quality in the set is very good for the most part, and the supplement package is certainly above average for a release such as this. It's certainly one of the best releases I've seen so far from Eureka's Masters of Cinema collection, and I can highly recommend this to anyone who's a buff of older films or foreign films or anything in between. It's a solid release. How about you? Are you a fan of the Dr. Mabuse character and franchise? Have you seen these films from CCC? What's your favorite one? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.